And here we go. Okay, so we are now recording. You guys should be seeing my desktop. Let me just go ahead. Can you guys see Revit right now?
Yeah, it's up.
That's a yes?
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into here. And as we get into this right now, I just want to talk about this. This is what we talked about here is this is the project that that we're gonna be making. And as I'd mentioned before, I've actually got this up here right now, and you guys can see this. This is the house that I actually built. And the house that I built here, it looks like this. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like when we're all done. And can you guys see the photograph of this house right here?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be drawing. And as we get into this right now, again, I try to preserve my voice as best I can so that I don't go too far with this. But that is essentially what we're going to be building. So as we get into this right now, it's a pretty simple floor plan, okay? We've already done one pretty simple floor plan. This one's just gonna be basically 2 cubes stacked, and then we're gonna be getting it into a situation where we're actually would be putting in stairs and so forth. So that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So it will go together quite nicely, and that is what we're gonna do here. So that's what we're gonna do. And so as we get into this right now, we are going to see that there is indeed certainly a methodology through this whole thing. So as we've been doing all along, as we get into this right now, the first thing we're going to do is go back over here to Blackboard. And we go to Blackboard, we're going to go out to the main situation here. And what we're going to do is out to here. This is the last assignment right here, which is Winthrop Project weeks 13, 14, 15. And this is week 13. We are into week 13 right now. And looks like I got a couple people here. So let me let these guys in. Okay, hello Lisa, hello Nathan, how you guys doing? Can you guys hear me okay? Hello, hello. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can hear you.
All right, the other folks are probably just getting their stuff configured, so that's fine. Okay, so as we get into this right now, this is week 13. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be working on this Winthrop project right now, weeks 13, 14, and 15. We're going to work on this, and this is what we're going to put together. So as we get into this right now, that means we're going to have all this week, all next week, and all the following weeks. So we have 3 weeks to put this together. Now, here's the thing. I've actually got the Winthrop construction documents, which are right here. So when you go here, you'll download it, and this is what they look like. Here's what the Winthrop project looks like. So as I go ahead and pull this up right here, we're going to see that this is what they look like. Okay, so that's the front page right there. And then one thing about this that I want to point out is I gave you on the sheet list, I gave you actually a first floor and a first floor detail. Your final submission will not have the detail sheets. You will not have that. That's not something that you guys are going to have to worry about. So as I go over here and as I scroll down, you're talking about the first floor plan. This is what the first floor looks like. And then what I did is with the first floor right here, I went ahead and gave you detail. That's what my detail sheet is right here. So you've got those together. So you got this first floor, and then you got this detail sheet right here. And then you got the second floor, which is the overall, including the garage overhang. And then you actually have a detail of that. So you've got that right there. So that's the first and the second floor. And then you've actually got the foundation plan. There's your basement right there, and the basement's in place right there. From there, you also have this right here. These are your elevations. Your elevations are, as we've talked about, these are generated from the main model that you make. That's going to be taken care of along those lines. And then you have your basement plan, your foundation plan. So you've actually got this basement right here. And then this is your foundation plan right there. Then you've got your wall section right here. So you got the wall section here, and then you have your door and window schedule. And then that's it right there. That's all the elements that you have right there. So it's a little bit more going on in the custom garage. And of course, you have several different floors to deal with, but I've done a lot of the work for you, so it's not going to be that bad. Okay, so getting back into here, the first thing you want to do is download this right here. This is your construction documents. That's the first step. So you download that and print it up, and you'll have that. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to download the Winthrop project template right here. So I'm going to download that. So I'll click there and it's downloading that right here. It's called the Winthrop project template 2020. And so I'm going ahead and downloading that right here. So those are the basic things that I have right there. So I download the template and then I have a number of tutorials here. I got part 1, part 2, part 3. They got CAD for construction week 12. And so I got these different things that are out there. All right, I'm going to be submitting the one for this week, but those are available too. So I've got a lot of content out there, and I do everything slightly different every time I put this together here. So make sure I've got admit Nathan here.
There.
All right, there you go. All right, so what you're going to do then is you're going to download, you're going to print your construction documents, and then you're going to go ahead and download the template. Okay, so once you've got that, let me just go ahead and go out to here what it looks like. All right, so this is what the final project will look like for you guys. Now, I deliberately left some details out. I've deliberately left some things, basically less than complete, specifically because I didn't want to overwhelm you with too much minutia. I want to keep it simple, and I want to give you the basic ideas and show you how to cleanly put together a residential house plan, which is what we have right here. So that's what we are going to work on. That is what is going on here. So that's what we're going to work on as we get into this right now. So as we get into this right now, you can see this. Okay, this is our final project, and you can see that it does look like the shot that we looked at earlier. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be drawing. So as you draw this, what's it going to take? What are we going to do to put this together? Well, everything we've done thus far is we typically are going to take a look at it in a few different ways. Okay, but everything's coming off our central model here. So let's do a quick thing here. Let's take a look at our let's take a look at our elevations. Okay, the elevations will begin to give us an idea as far as like what our levels look like. So here's your levels. You get into this right now. Your levels are this right here. You've got your grade is actually a foot beneath level 1. Okay, level 1 is like where your actual first floor where you'd step out on that. Grade is 1 foot beneath that. Okay, and so that's what you have going on right here. So we're putting the first floor at 0 feet. Grade is going to be -1 foot right there. That's how that actually works. You've got a level 2, which is the top of your first floor, and then you've actually got level 3, which is the top right here. And this is how they all kind of come together. So that's what you have going on right there. Those are what your elevations look like. So these are the basics right there. So you've got these, and that is what we're going to work with as we go through here. Those are the basic elements right there. So you got your levels that are there. Okay, so now that we've got ideas as far as like what our levels are and how that goes, you'll see that you've got a -9 foot level for your basement. That's how this all goes together, and that's how we build this. So you just got to be aware of that you got level 1, but then you got your grade. Okay, now let me point something out here. Let me point something out here that you guys should be aware of just because we get into this. It's gonna make a lot of sense here. Okay, as we get into this, we're gonna look at the south view. Now take a look at the south view. Now, as you take a look at this, I want to point something out here, and that is the fact that if you take a look at the porch right here, you can see that the porch right here is 1 foot down. It goes down, and then you actually have where you're stepped up here. That's where level 1 is. Now down here, this is where your foundation is, and this is basically grade is where your garage starts. Okay, that's typical procedure. Your grade is typically what you drive into in your garage. That's typically how this works. That's how that works here. So you got different levels there for the garage and the first floor. So you got that. So that's one thing you want to be aware of as you get through here. So we're going to jump into here and kind of take a look at level 1 right here. So here's the first floor. Here's level 1 right here. So as we jump into here and take a look, we can see that you've got a 27-foot dimension here and a 27-foot dimension there. So it's 27 by 27. And then your garage is 23 feet by 24 feet. So that's what you've got going on right there. So that's the basics right there. And that's how it is. Now, I was going to say this 24-foot dimension right here, it is centered on the 27-foot dimension. So that means 27 feet minus 24 is 3 feet. You got 1.5 feet on either side. And that's how far your garage is stepped in. So that's how we go ahead and start this. So as we begin to get into this, so we begin to kind of figure out how to do this, we would start the procedure going down to here, and we would do this. We go to new. Now remember we did this. You download the actual template, and when you download the template, we're then going to go to new. So going to new right here, you got this. We're going to browse out to where this particular template is. So we're going to browse out here to our uh, to wherever we'd have it. And in the case, I'm going to say my computer, and then I'd go to head out here and I'd go to the C drive, and I'd go out here to my downloads, which are right here. And let's see here. Okay, where did that go? All right, maybe it went someplace else. Maybe I saved it to a different place. So let me go back to here. Maybe I saved it to my desktop. Let me go to browse out to here. Try that again and see if I saved it out to here. I'm not sure if I did or not. Oh, okay, the file name. I don't want the file name right there. So yeah, I don't, that's okay, that's problematic. All right, so I'm gonna go template file, create a new project, browse out, and I don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna look for RTE. Let's try this again. There it is, Winthrop House template. I had to clear it, by the way. My search criteria was looking for a certain file, and we don't want this. So we'll have the Winthrop House template. You definitely want to use this. And it's this one, Winthrop House template 2020, in case you hit OK. When you do this, it's going to start it up. And the one that I had actually saved is 2018. Okay, as far as that goes, so that's how that was saved. And we should be good to go here. I think we should be good to go here. And we will be good to go as far as that goes. So we're waiting for that to come in there. Just take a second. And let me just do the attendance again real quickly here. So who else do I have? So I got Nathan Henry came in, and Lisa Coast. Okay. All right, Lisa Coast came in.
I have a question. When you first drew this, did you do it on a CAD software or did you draw it by hand?
Oh, when I did this, well, this would have been when I first did this. This was well, 30 years ago. So I did it in CAD. You know, when I originally did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then actually what I did then is I took this, I had a CAD model, but I pretty much just did my Revit model independently of the CAD model. So in this particular case, you won't need it. You won't need a CAD model for this one. And so in that case, yeah. Wow, is there a reason for the question?
I was just wondering. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it either way. In this particular case, I did not have, it's kind of sad because I actually had all this in CAD from like 25, whatever it is, 25, 30 years ago. And I can't find the files. I can't find the original files. I had all this work that I did and I got it approved, but it was pretty amazing, you know. So I put it all together. I actually had a guy who was actually the electrical engineer of the entire hospital I worked at, and he did my electrical floor plan for me. And I had a guy that designed kitchens for a living. He did my kitchen for me for free. It was pretty amazing. And so all
Wow.
these really cool people kind of came through and helped me out. And so we built it up. It was pretty fun. And it was really neat. Really, really enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance to do that, I'm not telling you to do it uh, unadvisedly, but if you ever get a chance to put a house together, especially the cost of wood these days, but if you ever get a chance to do it, man, it was a great experience. It really was. Okay, so now that we got this right here, let me just kind of go back over here and I take a look at this. This is my first floor plan. And as I got this together here, there's a few things that I can start with. Okay, so as I get into this right now, and as I go down to here, let me make sure I got everything. I'm just going to do a quick, yeah, we're good to go. All right, so back here in the first floor plan, when you're beginning to draw, the first thing you need to recognize is you want to use the correct wall types. Now the wall types that I've got over here in this one right here, let me go ahead and we talked about what walls we have going on here. And if I were to go ahead and take a look at 3D right here, you've got this, okay? And it looks like a brick wall. So you got this brick wall right here, and the brick wall has this kind of material to it. Now, I told you before, you maybe remembered, maybe you forgot, but the thing is, I actually had to put a brick veneer on this because it was, that was a standard for the neighborhood. It was required for the neighborhood. So when I did this, I actually had to use like a 3/4 inch brick veneer. So let me show you what that looked like. So if I click on this right here, we go take a look at this. I can take a look at the type. Okay, right now this is actually how I could look at the type of wall that I have right here. So let's take a look at what's going on here. If you ever want to take a look at your different wall types, and this is how you'd make new ones. You go out here, and this is where I can actually say, oh, okay, I've got this. What do I do here? And I click on edit here. When I click on edit, it shows me the basic elements right here. So you see here, you've got the exterior side, it's pointed out right up here, and then you got the interior side at the bottom. So the exterior side, the last thing out is your 3/4 inch of brick common. Now, the actual product that I used was actually a 3/4 inch, like a brick veneer is what it was. And then it was actually pressed into a 3/4 inch insulation material. And then after that, I had plywood sheathing. Then I had then I had a 3.5 inch stud, and then I had a wall board on the inside. Okay, so now as I take a look at this, if I take a look at the preview, it shows what these elements look like here. So this is what the elements look like. This is what you had in there. And so if I were to go here, I could actually change this to be a section right there. And this is what we're taking a look at. That's what the wall looks like if you were to cut it down the side. So you got your brick common on the outside, and then you got the other elements. As I click on these, you'll see that they highlight in blue, and they actually give you the look that you have right here. So these different elements are what make up the wall. So that's how the wall will be drawn, and that's how that actually is put together. Now let me do a quick explanation over here as far as how that worked, just so you guys are clear about this. Because one thing I want to point out here too is I got this face brick. Okay, can you guys see this right here? Can you guys see this image of the blue styrofoam?
Yeah,
Yes.
I see it.
Okay, what you got right there is that's the face brick that we use. You can see it's like 3/4 inch brick veneer, and then you actually have a blue styrofoam product, and there's these clips, and the bricks actually snap into those, and basically they act like a mechanical bond, and that's what holds it together. And then when it was all done, I used a cake decorating bag full of grout, and I grouted all of the joints. Took a long time. So anyway, that's what we have going on right there. So this is what the product looks like. That's what you're going to be drawing as you put this together. You'll be using that kind of a product. So that being the case, all you have to do is make sure you're using the correct item right here. So going back to here, if I start to draw from scratch, you want to make sure you go to wall, and you go to wall architecture, and the project, this is what you want to use. You want to use the basic wall, brick exterior wall. That's the product. Now watch this. Now, as I put this together here, you'll notice that I've got the different elements right here. I've got 27 feet by 27 feet. Okay, I've got that. Then over here, this is 23 feet, and that's 24 feet. Okay, that's the size of it. So if I go ahead and draw that, and it's a 1.5 going down from here, I could actually start to draw this and give myself a real good idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and start this going from the top left corner here. So I'm going to start with my, go out to here. I'm going to start with my wall. And I'm going to start right up here. So I'm going to start with this right here. I'm going to go from here. I'll start right here and go over 23. Okay, so I'll type in 23 like that. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go up in this direction. I'm going to make that 1.5 because that's 18 inches. Now, here's the thing in Revit. Revit always is going to assume you're speaking in terms of feet. So 18 inches is 1.5 feet. So I can type in 1.5 and we're good to go there. And now as I go along here, let me just make sure that this is showing up the way it should. I'll go to find. There we go. Okay, and looks like, all right, so we're good to go there. And then I'd go ahead and go from over here and in this direction right here. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's try that again. All right, I'm gonna try to do this in one fell swoop. All right, so we'll go ahead and do this again. So we'll just go ahead and undo that, undo, and undo. All right, get that out of there. Okay, we'll get rid of those. All right, now let me go back to here. I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to make this fine. We'll try this again. So go to wall and wall architecture, and now we're good to go. So I'm going to click here and we're going to say 23 feet. So we go 23 and then we'll say 1.5, and you can see that my wall is going where it should. So 1.5, boom. And then over in this direction, it's going to be 27 like that. And then we said that this is actually a cube. So it's 27 again, and then 27 again. And then 1.5, and then 23. And then I should be able to close that like that. Okay, and once I've got that together, I'm going to go ahead and measure it up here. So to do this, first of all, I want to go ahead and start to click on these and get these items right here. So I got 24 feet, which is actually going to the exterior, if I got that right. So let me just go ahead and pull that down here. I'll go ahead and do that and make sure that I've got this. And I'm not so sure I did. So let me go ahead and do this. We'll fix it if it's not. Okay, now 24 right there. What happened is I neglected to change the actual area of where I actually drew. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to change my witness lines. Now let's go to the outside, And then that's going to the outside too. So now that's got to be 24 because that's what I needed to make it. Okay, so go ahead and make this 24. Okay, I'll delete that. Okay, we'll try that again. So go to here, and then at that point, if we can go ahead and make that work. Okay, yeah, now you see that that's 24. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to the ends like this. And when I do that, then I can change this and make it 24. Okay. And unfortunately, it's not doing it the right way. Okay. All right. I might just do this over again because I didn't do this quite right. I apologize for that. Sorry, guys. I'm not the sharpest tonight. I'm doing my best. So we'll go ahead and go back and do this again. Let's go to wall architectural. Okay. Now what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to start this over again. And I'm going to make this brick. I'm going to use finish face exterior is what I should have done. I just kind of rushed through it and I apologize for that. And as we go through this, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We'll go ahead and start it here. We'll go through 23. We'll do the exact same thing we did before, just 23. And then we'll go up 1.5. And we'll go over here, 27. And then down here, and this should be, I'll be perfect at this point. So, you know, live and learn, watch the teacher, learn from what the teacher's doing. And so I showed you what not to do. Now I'm giving you the correct way to do this. So go over here, we'll make it 23 again. And then we'll go ahead and pull it down and we'll go ahead and drop that down. Okay, so we got that. Now hopefully we got this now. So we'll go over to here, we'll see what we got. And so that says 25 feet. Let's see how close we are. So we'll go to the outside here, out there, and then we'll go out here and look at that, 27 feet. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we got that. And then we'll go ahead and go out to here and we'll touch this. And you got that dimension. We'll go ahead and go to here this time. And instead of doing it that way, we'll just go ahead and use this. We can use this dimension tool up here, the align dimension. And I'll just go ahead and use that just to make life a little bit easier. Now, here's the thing. Notice that as I'm trying to put this in here, it's giving me this center line. Well, I don't want that, so I can hit my tab key. Now, I hit my tab key, and watch what happens. The tab key cycles through. If I hold my cursor right up here and hit my tab key, I can actually get exactly what I want here. That's hitting the tab key. Okay, so the tab key allows me to cycle through available endpoints. Then I go ahead and pull it down like that. And then when you got that, you got 27 feet by 27 feet. Very good. And then I want to do the same thing for these. So go ahead and go through here. Again, tab key. And then it's going to go over here to my tab key again. All right, 23 feet like that. Okay. And then, okay. And then out here, the next one, we've got this. All right, like that. Okay, and that's 24 feet. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're all set. Okay, the last thing I might want to do is put a dimension here. I got to put this on here, make sure I'm good to go. Again, hit my tab key, and then this should be, depending on where that went, where did I go to? That one went, yeah, it's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go out to here. There we go. That's actually what I want right there. There we go. So that is how we go ahead and put that together. So now once we've done this, we actually should be able to take a look at it in 3D and see what we got here. So this is what we built so far. Okay, that is what you've got going on. That's your basic building envelope. Okay, that's how you want it to look. Okay, that's what you got going on right there. You can rotate around and see what's going on. Now, one thing I was going to point out right here, just going ahead and if I go back to here to level 1 over here, you've got this going on. And then if I were to go ahead and take a look at it right here, one of the things that we talked about is the fact that our garage is a little bit of a special case right here. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. So you go ahead and take a look at the front view of my structure right here. Take a look at my garage. See how my garage is lower than my house? Do you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, that's what I want you to see. So that means I've actually got to set my garage walls to be at a different height. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, it's easy enough to do. I go ahead and grab these 3 walls, 1, 2, 3, which are those 3 right there. And then what I do is right up here, I change them. Okay, what I'm going to do is over here. See where I'm going to mess this? The base constraint, I'm going to make it grade now. So I make that grade. Now watch what happens when I make it grade. Okay, it goes ahead and changes that. And then if I take a look at the front view right there, boom. That's what it should look like right there. So I went ahead and took that and changed it. Okay, we'll get to the rest of the other stuff in a minute. But for right now, that's essentially what it should look like. Okay, so that's what you got going on right here. So I went ahead and took that and we we caused it to actually go to the lower level. Okay, so now that we've got that, the next thing we'd have to do is we'd begin to put our other elements in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So what other elements do we have here? Well, one thing you've got right here is you got this dividing line right here. That's actually a basic interior wall right there. And that's your standard interior wall. It's a 4.5 inch interior wall right there. And that's this one right here. So you got that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to here and I'm gonna complete that, first of all, by using a 4.5 inch interior wall. So go to here, go to wall architectural, and I'll change my wall over here to interior wall 4.5 inches, and I'll go ahead and I'll draw that up. So I'll go ahead and click here and pull this along. And this is the wall that's going to separate my garage from my the rest of my my structure. So I've got that going on right there. So I've got that. And so far, we're looking pretty good right here. Now, before I go any further, one thing I will point out right here is as you work with this, you've got right here an overhead sectional garage door, which is 15 feet, 10 3/4. All right, so you've got that going on right there. 1 second here. Okay, all right. So this is what we're going to do right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work with this. So here's this door right here is what it looks like. It's an overhead sectional garage door. And I'm going to go ahead and place that. And that is going to be centered. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that in here. So I go back here to my level 1. And as I do this, I'm going to place a door. So you go to door, and your garage door is also one of the elements that's available here. So I just got to go find it. And you'll find it, it's right down here. I've got overhead sectional garage door, which I believe is this one right here. I believe that's the one. Maybe not. Let's try that again. Overhead sectional garage door. I think this is right. I'll go ahead and take it. Notice that right here, as I put my cursor in the middle, that it automatically found the center. Now that's one of the really cool things that you get going on right here with Revit, is it's going to try to find a center point if it can find one. So we go ahead and click there, and boom, it goes in and finds a center point right there. So that's pretty good. Okay, we got that. Now I'm gonna grab this right here. As I click on that, my level, it can't be level 1, it's got to be grade. Okay, so when I do that, let's take another look at it right here. So I go there. When I do that, boom, I've got this kind of a look right here, which is how it should look. Okay, that's what it should look right there. So I got that going on right there. So my garage door is in place. We're looking pretty good. Okay, that's basically how you want it to go. So I went ahead and place that in there, and that's there. And then let's see here. Do I have a number for my garage door? I think I do. Let's see here. Garage door. It should be number 7. And mine somehow came out to be 23. So I got to remember that, but that's okay. I can do that. So go ahead and do this. I'll rename that to be number 7. 7. Okay, we got that. Okay, and then we could also take that, and I think I had that moved out a little bit, so we can go ahead and take that. And we could just, like that. Okay, so we got that right there. Okay, so we went ahead and put in a door. So now we're looking pretty good. And just to go ahead and look at another thing over here, you've also got you've got a window right here. You got a window right there, which is window number 1. It's called the fixed garage window. And it's centered. And it's fixed garage window, it's number 1. So go back to here and put in the window. So this is just to get an idea as far as how this works. Window. And I'm going to go to here. And I've got the fixed garage window. Let's see, I think I got it labeled actually. Fixed garage window right there. So go to here, and I'll go ahead and put my cursor somewhere right around here, and I'll try to find it. And right there, you'll see it goes ahead and finds the halfway point. So go ahead and click there, and that's in place right there. And that actually comes out to be number 1. So we're going to go there. So now that I've done that, let's take another look at it, see what's going on here. So I take a look at there, and boom, looking pretty good there. That's looking real good. And then looks like there's someone saying something. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, that's a good thing. And then over here, let me go take a look at my level 1. On this one, let me verify that I've got the right height. The sill height's 4'4" on this one. Let me verify I've got the right height on this one. I think I might have it a little bit high. And 4'4" is what I want it to be. So it needs to be 4'4", which is fine. We'll make it 4'4", boom. And we got that. Okay, so we got that in place. Okay, so now that we've done this, we've got the basic elements, and then we'll put one more in here. And what we got over here is we got this one. This is actually, it's a 36 by 84 inch door, 36 by 84, and then doesn't look like I actually put a distance in there. So this one is just kind of placed roughly 2 feet away. You can see it's just kind of like placed randomly right there. So for this one, we're not going to worry too much about it. It's just kind of placed where the studs would actually accommodate it right there. And so we'll go ahead and place this. So we'll go to door and 36 by 84, single flush. And I think that's what we want, right? I think that's what we wanted. Yeah, that's right. Okay, something like that there. I'll go ahead and take this and we will rotate it this way. And I think that's how it's got to be right there. And that's what we'd have right there. So that is looking pretty good there. And yes, we're looking good. I'll just go ahead and move it over a little bit. And we'll go ahead and just take this and move it over a little bit just so that it looks neat. And we'll just leave it like that. Okay, so you got those elements right there. So those are in place right there. And the number of that door is going to be number 6. So I had to update that number 2. So as you go through here, just realize that you should go ahead and update these numbers right here so they're consistent. All right, so I got 6. Got that there. Okay, good. All right, looking good. Okay, so now we got that, I'm going to save it. So I'll go to Save As and File Save As because you don't want to lose it. And as I go to Save As right now, we'll go ahead and Save As this project. And we will go ahead and save this as, save my desktop. And we'll go ahead and save this as Winthrop House. Like that. All right. Okay, so we got that. All right. Moving on. All right, so you got a pretty good idea as far as how we put those things in. And then the next thing you got over here is going to be the other elements. Okay, so over here, you got these other elements such as this right here. Here is this is your slider with trim. This is a 5 by 3, number 2, 5 by 3, and it's actually 7 foot 4 inches. Okay, so it's slider with trim, 7 foot 4 from the corner. All right, slider with trim. So we'll go to here. I'll go to window, and we'll go ahead and go here, slider with trim, right here. All right. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and touch that. And then what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and change this around to, okay, so now that that's there, we'll go ahead and go from the very edge. And we'll go ahead and make this 7 foot 4, which is what it should be. All right, 7 foot 4. 7 foot 4 like that. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so that's like that. And that's looking pretty good. And what is our window numbers? Our window good? Yeah, window's good. Number 5, so that's good. And so we'll go back to here. So that's how we go ahead and place that right there. So you got that one in place. And that's looking good. Now the next one we've got over here is actually this one. And this is actually, it's a door window unit. And this one's actually called triple glass 108 by 84. And it's 6 foot 6. So triple glass. We'll go ahead and put in the triple glass door. So we'll go out here to our door and we'll go here and we'll go to triple glass right there. And let's see here, triple glass, 108 by 84 is the one we want. Go ahead and take this and we'll drop this in place like that. Okay, so you got that in place, and then that one's going to be here, and then you got 6 foot 6 from there to the center. Okay, 6 foot 6 like that. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and, all right, 6 foot 6. 6 foot 6, boom. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then you got that right there, and then the number for that one, that's got to be number 5. Okay, so we'll go to here and make sure this one's numbered 5. Okay. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Just gets to swing out now. Swing out into the other direction. And it goes like that. Okay, so now we're looking pretty good. So let's take a look at it in 3D just to get an idea. make sure we're still on correctly. Ooh, and look at that, looking nice, isn't it? So now as we're going through here, we're actually looking pretty good here. And I'm seeing that I've got an error right here. And the error right here is this one's not at level 1. So the garage door needs to be at level 1, rather on needs to be at grade. So I'm gonna go here and make it, put it down to grade, and then we do that. That one's looking pretty good. So now we're looking pretty good here. So you got your doors, they're coming in place right here, looking pretty sharp. And so we're making good progress on this right here. And there might be a couple things here that your walls may kind of act up on you. Not a problem, don't worry about it. I'm going to make this one, going to make that one go down to the grade as well, just to kind of like make it look better. And we got that right there. Okay, looking good. And that one's probably got to go down to grade 2, right? Something like that. Okay, and then we'd go ahead and finish that through. Okay, so you get the basic idea there. This one would actually probably go down to grade right there. And we'll go ahead and make that down to grade just so that it all kind of works the way it should. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then these others we could deal with it later. But for right now, we'll just leave that. Just trying to kind of straighten up some loose ends. Okay, so we got that right there. Now, here's something. As you get into this right now, we go back to level 1. And as we do that, you've got to get the front door and the front window. So let's go ahead and get those details. So over here, you've got this, this front window right here, which is right here. It's called window number 4. And this is 36 by 72 double hung with trim. 36 by 72 double hung with trim. And we'll go ahead and place that one. So window. So 36 by 72 for this one, 36 by 72, double hung with trim. So I'll go ahead and find that one. Double hung with trim, 36 by 72. For the first floor, it's 36 by 72. So go ahead and take this and drop it like that. And then the distance, it's actually got to be right here. We'll go ahead and change this. And what is that? What do we say that's got to be? That's got to be, it's at 6 foot, 7 foot 4, is it from the corner? I think it is. And let me sure I get that. So that's actually, yeah, 7 foot 4. So we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and make that one 7 foot 4. Okay, 7 foot 4 like that. There it is. And then the door we'll have to put in place right here. So we got that in place right there. And then this one right here is like this. And this is number 4. Number 4 right there. That's going to be number 4 too. But this is number 4. And this is a 36 by 84. Door exterior single. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab that one. Door exterior single. So go to door. Yeah, it's right here. All right, so this one right here, and I'll go ahead and take and drop this like that. And that one I think is also 7 foot 4. I'm guessing. Yeah, it's also 7 foot 4. So we'll go ahead and place that one. We just got to make sure that the temporary dimensions align. So we'll go to there, and we'll go to the midpoint, and we'll make that 7 foot 4. So 7 foot 4 like that, and that places that. Okay, so once we've got that in place right there, and it's looking like this, we take a look at it, and it looks like this here. You got this going on right there, and then you got this. And yeah, that's what you got going on right there. So that is what you've got happening right there. Okay, so that's basically what we'll take a look at. Now at this point, you can begin to put in your interior walls. You could also begin to put on your porch and some other elements as far as that goes. So we could just, start to do this, but you always want to save it once you get to this point right here. So we're looking pretty good. And then you would probably want to go ahead and drop in your dimensions right here as you could. So I'll go ahead and take that and drop that in place. I'll do this as well. And I'll drop this in place too. We'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and drop that. And make that permanent like that. So we got those in place. And if you don't want to keep a whole string of dimensions right here, you can hover your cursor over it and hit your tab key until you see what you want. And then you can click on your delete key, and that gets rid of that one. So that's, a neat little trick that you can deal with right there. And so we got this one, 7 foot 4, and then that's number 4. And then I think this one was also number 4, wasn't it? So that's number 4, so we got that. Okay, so now you've got a pretty good foundation as far as how these things work. And then at that point, you can actually pull your the elements off there so it shows up better like that. Okay, so now we're looking pretty good here. Okay, now at that point, you would then begin to draw your interior walls. Now your interior walls right here, you've actually got them in place right here. And so you don't have too many of them here. You've got you've got one wall that's right here. It's 13 feet, 10 and a half. So you can just go ahead and start it right from the edge and make it 13 feet, 10 and a half. And then where they cross, and then you go ahead and do that. The next one is 12 foot 9. So 12 foot 9 by 13, 10 and a half. So we'll do 12 foot 9, 13, 10 and a half. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a point here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way across. What the heck? And the size of that, that's actually supposed to be, I think we said what, that was 12 foot 9, right? 12 foot 9, yeah. There we go. All right, so we got that in place. 12 foot 9, like that. Okay, so that's how you go ahead and place that. And now the other one that we had was actually, this one's 13 feet, 10 and a half. 13 feet, 10 and a half. So we go ahead and draw that one the same way. And that'll give us just a crossing. So go to wall, and we'll just go ahead and place this. Just kind of randomly, and then we'll place it in a minute here. Okay, now what, that one's got to be 13 feet, 10 and a half. So go to here, make it 13 feet, 10 and a half. Like that. Okay, so we got those right there. Now that we got those in place right there, then you could actually take and start to begin to pull these back a little bit because, you know, at this point, they actually don't go that far, and then we just could begin to work with them. But we know that we got those dimensions right. Okay, so we have those essentially where they could be, and then we could begin to work on them, so and so forth. So you got those. So that's what you got going on right there. That's how you go ahead and begin to place those elements right there. So then after that, you then have some this 13 foot, 10 and a half, then it's 5 foot 2, you know, and then it's 6 foot 1 and so forth, you know. So this is where you begin to place these elements right here. And this is how you go ahead and do this. So this one's 8 foot 9 coming down there and then across. So we go ahead and work with that 8 foot 9. And then we could go ahead and do that. So let's see here. So then we go ahead and do wall, and we okay, 8 foot 9. All right, and that goes from there to there. Make sure that's right. There to the outside, so it's got to go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that one's in place right there. And then at that point, we would actually begin to draw that 8 foot 9. And then that would just basically be a completed rectangle there as far as that goes. So we go ahead and just continue to draw it. And we go to our wall. Okay, and then at that point, we go ahead and put this on there, and we go ahead and place this. Right. All right, so you got the 8 foot 9 right there, and then we probably want to go ahead and do another one here. If we did this right, this should be 5 foot 1.5. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's what we got right there. And that's looking pretty good. And yeah. Okay. So you got those right there. And we'll save it. Okay. So you got those in place right there. And then you got that. And then the last thing you do is you want to put in your bathroom wall right here, which would be 6'1", I think, down here from the edge. From here. And that's going to be 6'1" from inside to inside. Okay. So right there. Okay, so we're looking pretty good here. So then at that point, this is where you'd begin to place in your different plumbing fixtures and so forth. In this particular one right here, you got a toilet and you got a sink with a vanity right there. Sink with a vanity, and then you got a door right there, door number 1. And that door number 1 is 30 by 80, right? Okay, now to place your different plumbing fixtures and stuff, they're actually all located down here. Under down here in your project browser, you've got plumbing fixtures down here. So go ahead and go down here, and we'll go ahead and take this. I think that was sink vanity round, I think is what it was, but we'll hold off for a second while I figure that out. And this one, we'll go right around here, I think. And then we got that. And then let's see here, the other one is sink vanity round 19 by 19. Right. Okay, and so that is what we got going on right there. And then one more thing is the front closet door right here is a bifold. And you got this bifold door here, which is number 2, and that's actually 48 by 84. There we go. Okay, so now we're looking pretty good here. This is actually good. Now, one thing about this right here is this wall. That's actually going to be a wall opening. Okay, one thing about this I'll show you as you take a look at this right now. You'll notice it says 12-inch micro lam beam. Let me give you a quick idea as far as what this looks like. If I click here, I can actually do a camera view. And watch what happens when I take a look at this camera view. I'm going to take a look from here straight through to there and take a look at what it looks like. What that looks like is this right here, where you actually have an opening right here. So the wall's there and so forth. And you got a micro lam beam that's actually up here on the top. And that's what we're going to do in the same one right here. So this micro lam beam right here is going to be like that right there. It's going to be 7 feet tall. So back over here, I'm going to repeat that. And I'm going to go into this same situation here. I'm going to go ahead and place that opening. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to make it a wall opening. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick a point here. Pick a point here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and pick a second point like that. Okay, so once I've got that in place right there, it looks like that. And then that point, you can go ahead and take a look at it. And now that I've done that, I will take a look at it and see what it looks like and verify that it is what it should be. And so I've got that, it looks like this. Now that's not what I wanted, so it's gonna have to, I gotta change that opening. So I can highlight the opening and then I can go ahead and change the specs on it. So in this particular case, I'm gonna go here. I'm going to change it. The top offset is going to be what? What's that here? -1. Okay, and then unconnected. And that's what that should look like right there. All right, so we got that in place. Okay, so that's what you got right there. So that is how we go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that we got a basic idea here, that is where, that's the basics right there. And that is how we go ahead and get this thing started. And then we can go ahead and continue on as we go along here. Then refine this. The actual size of this one, I think, is actually something different. It tells me right here that it's actually 13.10. It doesn't actually give me the right dimensions right here, so I'd have to go ahead and take a look at that. Probably right here. Level 1, copy 1. Okay, so go ahead and take a look out here. And yeah, it looks like it gives me that dimension right there. Okay, so it doesn't, I don't have that, I don't have it listed there actually. But I think these wings are actually something like 2 feet or something like that. So if I were to go ahead and 2 feet, okay, something like that. Okay, so we got that in place. Okay, so that's what you got going on right there. And what we're gonna do is, now that you've done this, now that we got that far, we're gonna go ahead and take a little break here, because we've got a pretty good foundation right here as far as this goes. We'll drop a few more things in here, and then we will we'll call it a night. But I just want to get you guys started on that much right there. So let's just take a few minutes right here at 6:58. Let's take 5 minutes, and we'll come back and continue on right here. So that's the beginning of the lecture. We'll come back in 5 minutes, and we'll complete it for tonight. So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, great. We're going to go ahead and continue on here. And let me just go ahead and keep it going here. And I do apologize. My voice is just really shot and I'm not really, I guess I just haven't been speaking enough. So it's like, sorry about that. Okay. So this is essentially what we do to get the first floor done. Now, one thing I did for you guys is all this information that goes in the corner. I actually made a block, okay, or actually a grouping that actually has all the kitchen information. Just to show what I mean by that. If I go back to here on this first floor, you'll notice is this right here, I've got it. I made a group out of it right here. And that's something you guys can get yourselves. So over here, what you would do is when you're ready to put that in, it's going to go right in this area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here and go ahead and grab this group. Okay, it's called, let's see here, first floor kitchen case. We're going to grab that and pull it in. There it is right there. I'm going to drop it right there. Okay, there it is. Okay. And I saved you a lot of time when I did this. Okay. So I went ahead and did this and okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take this and drop it like that. And it's just going to kind of like go right in the corner there like that. So you basically, that's what you got right there. Now, the cool thing about this is once you put that in place right here, what I could do is I could just go ahead and I could say, let's see what that looks like. And I could go ahead and take a look with my camera here and say, oh, well, how did that come out? Does that look about right? And I go here and hey, there it is. You know, kitchen's all put together. Pretty easy, all right? So I've got that in place right there and went ahead and made that happen. So that's in place right there. And yeah, that's good right there. I've also got one last thing right here. This door right here goes right there at the end of these. And that is actually going to be door 36 by 84 right here. Is that right? Yeah, 36 by 84. So I'll go ahead and place that one and that'll do that. And so I'll place one more door here and then we will move on to the next thing. So architecture door 36 by 84. All right. 36 by 84 right here. I'll go ahead and place it right along here and we'll go ahead and drop it right there for right now. And I will move it. Actually, it might be a 30-inch door. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about it. Okay, so you got that right there, and I'll finish the rest of it later. Okay, so once you got that, that's basically your first floor, which is pretty cool. Okay, you got that going on here, and some things you may want to kind of like pull this over and shove it in the wall a little forward. That you got that right there, and that's fine. Okay, so you got that going on. Okay, so now that you've done that, and you've got the different dimensions in there, we'll just take a quick look at level 2. Okay, so going to level 2 here, if I go to here, and if I were to take a look at this, couple things are going on here. I've actually got a little stair there, but that's okay. And then got a few dimensions. We're not going to worry about getting into those right now. Instead, we're going to go to level 2 right now. And when we go to level 2 right now, we'll see that it's got the same kind of a thing. It's 27 feet by 27 feet. Only this one is actually going right up on top of here. And it's got these basic elements right here. So I'm just going to start kind of basically on this and let you guys kind of work it out. You're going to leave some room for the stairs here. We'll work on the stairs next week. But for right now, we're just going to do level 2, and we're just going to do 27 feet by 27 feet to get this in here. So what I'm going to do is back over to here, and I'm going to go and I'm going to say level 2. Okay, so over here, or floor 2, whatever I've got, level 2. Okay, so level 2 right now. So now to draw these on top of each other, one of the things I actually had this question before, I can actually put in what's called an underlay. So I'll go here and I'll say, you know what? I want to see level 1. I want to see that right now. And I want to look down. So I'll apply it. And this is what I've got right here. So I'm actually taking a look down right now. This is extremely helpful to enable me to go ahead and draw this next level. So I'll go to my wall. Now the wall that I have for the second floor is actually different. I've actually set it aside and I've got a sided exterior wall, which is what I want right here. So I got a sided exterior wall as opposed to brick. And then what I do is I just go ahead and I begin to draw this. So I'm drawing this right now. And this is going along quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and go right from here to here and go ahead and do this. And we'll go ahead and complete that like that. So let's see how that came out now. See what we've got. And that's what we've got right there. That's what it looks like right there. That's what your siding looks like right there. So that's essentially what that looks like. It looks pretty plain, but we're not done yet. And so we do a few things that you'd want to hear. Like for instance, you need a floor in here to kind of like set it apart, but we'll get to that in a minute. So over to here, we'll go back to I don't want to go to level 1. I want to go to level 2, which is over here. So level 2, I've got this in place right here. And then when I've got that right there, what I would do is I'd go ahead and I could just undo this right here. I don't need this anymore because I drew that. So I'll say none, hit apply, and then that goes away. So that is how you can turn your underlay on and off. Okay, now the next thing you got right here is you then have your these different elements here. So you've got, like, for instance, this right here, this is actually this wall right here. And this wall is 10'2", and it goes all the way across. 10'2" from this side and goes all the way across. So let's draw that one. This is 10'2" across. The other one is 12 feet. 10'2" and then 12 feet. So we'll go ahead and do that. So level 2. All right. And I'll go ahead and draw this. So I'm going to go to wall, architectural, and this one's going to be an interior wall. So I'll go ahead and just go here, start here, and pull it along like that. And this one should be 10'2". So I'll go ahead and do this. And we'll go ahead and make sure that it is. I got pretty close, didn't I? So 10'2" it's supposed to be. So 10'2" like that, in case you've got that. And that is what that is right there. So I've got that in place. Let's verify that that's correct. Make sure that my dimension's right. Yeah, 10'2". That's about perfect. Not bad at all. Got within an inch and a half. That's not bad at all. And then the other one was going to be, I think, 12 foot. So let me go back over here. And this other one right here is, this is 12 foot going from here to here. So it's 12 foot and then 10'2". Okay, so that's 12 foot. So we go back to here. We'll make that 12 feet. And then that'll give us the basics for the walls right there. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and pick a point right around here. And we'll go ahead and make that one. All right, that's supposed to be 12 feet. All right, like that. And then you see this says 3 feet right there. So that's actually what that would be. So 12 feet, and you got 3 feet. And then essentially that gives you that information right there as far as that goes. And then the other thing you'd want to do is you begin to place these other things. This is a 12'5", 10', 10 and a half. So 12'5", and then 10', 10 and a half. So I'll go ahead and do those. Okay, and that gives your clauses right there. So that's what you got going on right there. I think that's 12'5", and 10', 10 and a half. I guess that's right. And then you'd go ahead and you'd draw in the 5'3". Okay, so that's what we have going on there. And then yeah, and then you put in your doors, bifolds. Okay, and that's basically what you would do right there. So that's basically what you have. And then you'd also have your the windows back here. So these windows right here, these are this is a window right here, and that is actually 36 by 60 inch double hung with trim. 36 by 60 double hung with trim. So I'll go ahead and place a couple of those. Okay, 36 by 61. Okay, 7'4". Okay, and so that is how we begin to draw this into place right there. That's how we go ahead and place that. And then as we take a look at that in 3D, we'd see that what you got going on right here, this is what you got going on right there. That's what is happening right there. And then at that point, you'd put your floors in. Okay, so we know a little bit about floors. So what I could do right now is, now that I've got this much in right here, I could go to my level 2 and I could put in a floor here for that. And my level 2 floor, just to kind of like go over and show what this is like in my level 2 over here. So if I were to go over here and to try and find my floor, if it's here, yeah, let's see here. All right, that is floor with a wood truss joist. All right, floor wood truss joist, and it goes inside to inside. So I'll go ahead and use that floor wood truss joist on the second floor, and I'll go to floor right there, and I'll just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and draw from here to here. So I'm going to pick on this corner right here, go right down to here. We'll go right to there, hit the green check mark, and boom. Sure. Sure. Okay, so you got that. All right. Okay, so you got that going. Okay, so that's what we have right there. So now as I take a look at this in 3D, what you've got going on right here is like, okay, look at that. Now it's looking like something. That's looking a whole lot more legitimate right there. You got that. It's got some fake carpeting in there and so forth. So this is how we go ahead and put this together. And this is how we continue. We build out this space right here. And the last thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to put a roof on. Just to count, because you guys are familiar with this other stuff. Let me do one other thing here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to put the floor on the first floor if I can. Level 1. See if I can find that. See if it's going to let me find it. I don't know if it will or not. Yeah, I got to turn that on, unfortunately. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. Nope, nope. So I'll have to turn it on. Okay. So I got this floor right here. That's a wood joist. Okay. Wood joist, 12-inch floor, same thing. Okay, so I'll go back to level 1. And we'll go ahead and put in the same thing we put in before, which is a floor and architectural. And we'll do the same thing we did before. Going to here. Let's go ahead and pick a point right up in here in the corner. Okay, how do we got? Okay. All right, and then we take a look at it in 3D. And so we got these different floors that are in. Got a floor there, got a floor in these different floors. So we're going to go there. Okay, so we're looking pretty good there. And then this floor actually kind of fits in the inside, and that's fine. We'll deal with the rest of it later. So you got that right there. And then I'm just going to put a roof on these different sections, and then we're gonna park it, I think. So I'm going to go to level 2. I'm going to go ahead and first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting in the windows here, because the windows need to go, level 2. And I could actually go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, because these actually could be mirrored actually, but I'll just go ahead and draw them in a window and go ahead and do this. And I'll go ahead and do this and drop it there. That's got to be 7'4". All right, 7'4" like that. Then we'll put another one here. All right, look at that. Okay, so once we have that, this is what you got happening right here, and that is how that's going to start to look. One thing it's missing right now is it's missing right here the porch. So I'm going to drop the porch in just to show you how this works. So to put the porch in, I'm just going to go over here to my level 1. And when I go to my level 1 here, I'm going to bring in my porch. Now, where is that? It's actually located out here. So I made it for you because it's kind of a hassle to make it. So I'm going to grab the front porch and drag it in here. And you'll see you've got it right here. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it somewhere right around here, and then I'll locate in a second. So go ahead and drop it right there. And now it's right there. So to put this in proper position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my 3D view. And now I got it right here. There it is right there. I'm going to take a look at it from the left. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to take it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to go ahead and drop it. like so. Okay, I think we're pretty good there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to here. See how that looks? Yeah, there we go. So that looks pretty good there. And then I just got to make sure it's lined up. And from the front, I'm going to take this and just kind of slide over just a little bit. And go like this over, so it's centered. All that should be centered. There we go. And that is how that works right there. So then once you've got that in place, that is actually how you got your porch in place. So I went and put that porch in for you guys. So once you do that, it's going to look pretty good. Then I go to level 2 and I'm going to put on my roof. All right. So go to my roof. I would go here to my roof because something we've done before. And I can do roof by footprint. I'm going to make the roof, I'm going to make it 5 by 12. But for right now, I'm going to make the overhang, let's see, I made the overhang, I guess 6 inches is right. So it defines the slope. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and just draw this up. And I'm going to draw this up and I'll fix it in a minute here because I know it's not going to be quite right. But the slope here for all these is going to be 512. It's got a 512 pitch like that. And then what I'm going to do is one thing I need to do is I've got to actually go ahead and change this right here because this does not need a slope. So I'm going to go ahead and go to here. Pick on this right here. Let's do this. Go ahead and do that. Okay, and then I know that's not right. So edit the footprint, and I want to get rid of this slope right here. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing over here. Get rid of this slope. Okay, now when I've got this, it should look pretty good. We'll find out. Well, I went to the wrong level. So I got to make the base level 3, I guess. Yeah. All right, there it goes. All right, so I've got that right there. And then when I got that in place right there, I'm going to touch this. I'm going to change it from basic roof generic to wood rafter 8-inch like that. It looks like this. Now we're looking like something. Okay, now it's looking real good. Pretty sure that 512 roof pitch is right, but let me go check it in the other one. Let's go back to here. Let's see here. Let's go back to the third. This right here. And what do I got here? 512. Yeah, 512 is what it's supposed to be, which is what I've got. So going back over here to level 2 and under my 3D view. Okay, I've got this right here and it's got my 512 roof pitch. And then this right here on the sides, I click on this one and I go attach. Boom, we got that. And then I do the same thing on this side. Click on this and I attach this. And you got that right there. So that gives me a really good introduction to this right here. Then I would do the same thing for my garage. My garage would need the same treatment. So I'd go back to my level 1. And this is where I'd go ahead and put in the garage. So I'd go to my level 1 on this one. And that one would be the same kind of a thing. I'd go to here and I'd go ahead and put in a roof. Roof by footprint. And I'll just go ahead and do the same thing I did before, here to here to here. And I'm just going to draw this last line here because I know that that is going to require something different. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. This will not be a slope. And this will not be a slope. And the rest of these will be 512. Apply that, see how we did. See how we did here. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, and same thing I did before. So I gotta uplift that to be level 2. Okay, and then we click on this and we attach it. There we go. Okay, so that is what that's where we're going to leave it for right now. Okay, like I said, I'm kind of losing it right now, so I apologize. Just kind of like how it is right now. I'm having a little bit of a thing. So we're going to go ahead and leave it right there. So if you get it that far, you know enough to continue on with it right here. I'll show you next week how to do the stairs. That's kind of a big deal. So other than that, you can definitely do the first floor and the second floor, and the rest we'll do next week. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to park it right here, and I'm going to go ahead and